This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I am Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing bad.
Oh, good to hear.
We just got back
Yeah.
from the United Kingdom,
Yeah.
and I drank a lot of alcohol,
Uh-huh.
and I stayed out late. And I didn't adhere to the time zone as set by the Queen.
Mm-hmm. That's not who sets the time zones.
Or I did. I went there, and the Queen was like, well, guess what? Morning is like a different time now for your body.
Yeah.
It screwed me all up. I'm all screwed up. I can't make heads or tails of anything. I feel like I got too many bad things in my system.
Too many heads, too many tails. But you're a big proponent of the idea that there should be no time zones. Do you think that would have fixed this problem for you?
No.
Yeah.
It's a complex proposal I'm making, but it would make everybody's life a lot easier.
No, the proposal you make is just that there would be no more time zones. It would be the same time everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
But then in some countries, people would just have to be nocturnal for your...
No, that's not true, you idiot. Listen to what I'm saying this time. Let's say there's Greenwich Mean Time, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the Queen lives, Greenwich.
Sure. Yeah.
And she's like, okay, it's 11
They should call
a.m.
it Greenwich Queen Time.
Right. It's 11 a.m., right?
And all is well.
You know what? No. She goes like, all right, you go to work. It's 9 a.m., right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then so everybody in Greenwich or whatever wakes up and they're like, it's 9 a.m., we're going to work. But guess what? 9 a.m. is still 9 a.m. here, but we're still sleeping. So we wake up 5 hours later, and it's 2 p.m. now, right? But now our workday just starts at 2 p.m.
What the hell does that fix then? That doesn't do anything.
Then when you're talking to somebody in Greenwich or...
It would just be easier to coordinate.
Yeah, you know, it's 5
It would
o'clock.
be more confusing because then you'd be like, we're going to have a call at 5. I don't know if that's like a time when you're asleep or not.
Well, no, you figure it out.
That's what the current system is. The current system, you figure it out.
You know what? There will always be enemies to progress, Tom.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
And you're one of them. I'm not mad at you for it. Actually, I feel sorry for you.
Well,
You're going to look pretty silly in the history books.
thank you. Well, I always
If history even remembers you, which I doubt it will.
Well, I always appreciate pity. A nice pity.
I don't mind pity.
Yeah, pity's fine.
Pity's
Pity's
great.
underrated.
Yeah. How are you doing? Did you recover from
I
the
did.
trip?
You know what? I'm surprised. Like, when I got home, I thought for sure, like, oh, no, I'm getting sick. Like that, I'm too run down. I spent a while confined in an airplane.
Yeah. It wasn't
well,
like
it's-
against your will. You booked
No.
a ticket and you sat in a seat.
No,
I think you had an aisle
well, you
seat.
didn't
It's
see.
fine.
No, I was trying to get out repeatedly.
Oh,
Yeah,
I actually
had to
did
keep
see
being
that.
restrained.
You made quite a scene on the airplane.
When you were a little kid, did you think airplanes had parachutes? Because I did.
Yeah.
Right? No, I mean, not like one big parachute for the airplane, which isn't a bad idea either.
Yeah. Get
But-
on it, scientists. Oh, but that kind of progress is fine with you, Tom.
Oh yeah.
You don't have
an
some sort
airplane
of,
parachute?
but then the airplane wouldn't be able to
No,
fly.
I thought
or some
the
killjoy.
I misunderstood the floating seat things,
Yeah.
cushions. I thought they were parachutes because they have like two like straps to put your arms in if you're in the ocean on them. How come Sully didn't tell everybody, hey, take one of those with you on the way out the door?
They didn't need to.
They didn't need to. They
Sully
were in the Hudson
didn't
River.
want them to freaking tear apart the whole plane on their way out.
You know they didn't use that plane again,
He
right?
had to. He was,
Hey! I got a flight scheduled tomorrow. Don't take the seats out of this plane.
What do you think? Like, take souvenirs then?
No, not souvenirs. They were in the middle of the fucking river.
Yeah, but
You
there
could
was
use those.
There were boats there for them.
Not yet.
Yeah, there
Not
were.
no, not at first.
Oh, you're an idiot, Tom.
What do you mean I'm an idiot?
You
How
know
fast
nothing.
do
You
think
know
boats
nothing
go?
about the Miracle on the Hudson. That's what I'm saying.
I know a lot about it, Tim. They were fine. They were on the wings, but I don't know. He seemingly didn't even ask. Like, hey, anybody that doesn't know how to swim?
How long do you think it takes a boat to get from Manhattan to the middle of the East River?
Well, once they...
And the Hudson River, because I was asking about the East River for a separate...
Mister, I know everything about the miracle on the Hudson. Things that took place on the East River.
Look, I'm just saying there's some things that the government isn't telling you about the miracle on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't on the Hudson at all.
I mean, I would think it would take a while for boats to even get from the Hudson because probably took a while to convince them that it wasn't a prank, an elaborate prank. They were probably so
they're like, Ashton's about to come out and really make us look the fool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. A plane landed in the river. Yeah, we'll get right in our safety boats and come save them.
The chief of police keeps hanging up the phone. Ugh, kids these days with their overactive imagination.
Is this one of my son's friends?
Yeah. Remember when our friend's dad was the chief of police and we'd always call fake emergencies?
Yeah, there's been a murder.
Yeah.
I'm being murdered. Come help me.
Yeah. Suckers.
It
was just ketchup.
Yeah.
It wasn't real blood.
No. The one time it was real blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought I was getting sick, but then I made, much like Sully himself, I made my own miracle, but not in the Hudson, in Brooklyn. I just didn't get sick. I just, took it easy and went to bed.
Yeah. Well, I see your problem drinking all over again.
I'm not a problem drinker, Tim. I'm a fun drinker.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we got back 2 days ago, and you're down in your 6th beer. We just started.
I'm not downing my 6th beer. You know what? And a bunch of people at the shows were like, it sounds like you drink a lot beforehand, because Tim always says that. I don't drink a lot beforehand.
I mean, how many whiskeys do you usually have?
I usually have 2 whiskeys.
And then what do you do when you get here?
I have a beer. Maybe 2 beers. That's fine.
Seems like classic college binge drinking to me, Tom.
I'm a big man. It's fine.
Guess how many alcoholic beverages I had today?
Oh, who gives a shit?
0.
Yeah.
Guess who signed up to run a 10K today? This guy.
A 10K? When are you running a 10K? That's over 6 miles.
I know. It's a spooky Halloween one, so I got time. Geez. I got time to train.
Well, you're probably counting on like Frankenstein chasing you or something.
Yeah, I'll need to be spooked somehow.
You over the finish line.
Yeah. I'm always looking behind me to see if Tom, Dr. Frankenstein, I don't think he can run. I don't think he's that dangerous.
Shut up, asshole. And he is dangerous. He got all those body parts.
Yeah, where did he get them? The cemetery, though. I could get body parts from a cemetery.
You can't get. I've told you a million times. You can't get.
I just don't want to. I told you a million times.
Do you have to wear a costume for this spooky 10K?
Oh, God, I hope not. This hadn't occurred to me.
Well, what makes it spooky, then?
It's near Halloween.
That doesn't automatically make something spooky.
Might be ghouls there.
Have you ever run a race?
Yeah, I ran cross country in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
We went to high school together. I didn't run the cross country.
Were you on the cross country team?
I don't remember you being on it either.
What did you? We didn't even really know each other in high school.
No. I played soccer, and they made us get on a bus and go like an hour and a half to a field somewhere else to practice because they were redoing our fields.
Wow, Tom.
Yeah, it was pretty...
Is there any more interesting detail about that story?
I mean, I also scored most of the goals. Most, if not all, the goals.
That is a clear lie. How many goals did you score that season?
Oh, I don't think I scored any. Maybe one by accident.
Thought you would.
Maybe an own goal or 2. I had a few assists.
Nice.
Because that's me, unselfish.
Tom, you're a very generous man.
Yeah, especially on the soccer
court
pitch.
Pitch?
Yeah, on the pitch.
Yeah. I'm saying that I'm running this 10K publicly on this show. So I have to do it now.
Yeah.
Come hell or high water.
If you have to wear a costume, what costume are you going to wear?
Probably like a Prefontaine costume.
So like a
runner,
a running suit, and then like a wig.
No, I probably would forego the wig.
Well, then nobody's gonna know you're Prefontaine.
No, they'll be like, "What are you dressed as?" And let's be like, "Hey,
I'm Post-Fontaine.
yeah, in this post 9/11 world, we need one."
I don't think anybody's gonna talk to you that long while you're running. That you're gonna have
That's a long way.
That's true.
25 miles, I think.
Yeah, and how many reporters are covering this race?
Wait, what? You think people are just gonna?
Well,
The only people that would strike up a conversation is a reporter.
Well, who else is gonna strike up a conversation? Another runner? They'll
Yeah,
be busy
fellow-
huffing and puffing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Because they haven't thought to dress up as a runner.
yeah. They're probably dressed as like Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Something
Doesn't even have
unwieldy.
legs.
Yeah, something very difficult to run in.
Yeah. Well, this is why I plan on winning the race. And if I don't win this race, Tom, mark my words, I'll die.
Tim, this
What?
boy, you're being especially surly this
I don't
week.
feel great this week, Tom.
Yeah, and you should have a beer. And I'll take the edge off.
Yeah, that's surprising advice from Tom.
I mean,
Something wrong?
I'm in a.
Drink to excess.
I'm not drinking to excess. I'm having a beer, Tim. And you know what? I'm being a jolly fellow, and you're over there being a real.
You're
what's
making
the
up
word?
stories about your high school sports
My
triumphs.
prowess.
What are we talking about?
Tim, this week we're talking about. This is like a big revelation because this is a thing
Jesus.
that as long as I've known you, not as long as I've known you, but for the past, like, I don't know, 6 years, I've never seen you more opposed to something. 7 years.
As long as I've known this thing has existed,
Yeah, you've been like,
vehemently against it.
like more against it than I've seen you against anything.
Yeah.
But this past Sunday, you took part in it.
I did. The only person that doesn't know what we're talking about is John, our intrepid engineer. Everybody else saw the title of this episode.
Maybe even the album art. They know everything about
We're
it.
keeping John at the edge of his seat here.
He is.
And mark my words, he will be disappointed.
Yeah.
John, you can't imagine how disappointing this is going to be for you when we reveal what I've been so against.
Right, but then finally took part in.
Yeah.
BDSM. No. Sunday roast.
Yes, a
Sunday roast.
Yeah. I never knew what a Sunday roast was before I traveled to
The United Kingdom.
the UK,
Yeah.
to the old Greenwich Mean Time.
Yes. What did you think a Sunday roast was? Because, I swear to God, from the first time we went to the UK to do shows together, which was your first time out of the country,
Yeah.
we were
I've been to
like,
Canada before that.
oh, it barely counts. They have Sunday roast up there?
I don't know. Stay away from.
They have Sunday poutine. Do you like poutine?
Yeah, I love poutine.
Poutine's so good. I don't know
Can't
why.
eat it anymore. I'm keeping my body clean.
What do you mean you're keeping it clean?
I'm not putting gross things in my body.
What's so gross about cheese and French fries
Well,
and
it's curds, first of all.
Yeah,
and all that gravy too. I can't be eating that gravy.
You
That's
get
a meat
vegetarian gravy.
problem. Yeah, I got a veggie poutine last year. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, in Canada?
In Canada,
Yeah.
Toronto.
They have poutine at Burger King up there.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the best place to get it.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure like you would be very excited.
No, I was just kind of surprised because I was surprised but not surprised because
It's fries, gravy, and I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they just put cheese on it, right?
yeah, I don't know what they put on it. I mean, every place seemed to have poutine, so it was kind of surprising. But
The poutine
or
scene is what they call it there.
that's what Americans call Canada, the poutine scene.
Yeah.
It was surprising that Burger King had it, but at the same time, every place had it. I don't know who would get it there, but I guess.
Did you go to a Burger King in Canada? Is this what I am too?
No, I went to a mall food court. They had it.
Your trips to Canada
Uh-huh.
seem so depressing. You wound up at the Hooters by the airport
Yeah.
one time.
Mm-hmm.
You wound up at
And nobody would even flirt with me.
yeah, which is really sad.
They knew I was unattainable.
It might be illegal for employers there to make their wait staff flirt with sad men, the way that the Hooters in America
Come on. Tim,
makes their
the one thing that is not illegal at Hooters is having the wait staff flirt with sad men.
No, maybe in Canada. They're
No,
like,
they were
we
flirting with
can't
tons of
make you
sad
do
men.
that.
No, they saw me as like
Maybe
such
on their
an-
own volition.
No, they saw me and they were like, "That man is the opposite of sad. He's happy. He's too happy.
Yeah, he
actually,
does,
let's
yeah.
call the police. He won't stop smiling at
Yeah.
me." And,
We know he's happy from another indicator as well.
No, Tim, I was seated the whole time. They would not have been able to tell. Anyway, I told you that then the strippers came in and there was like a fight. All I wanted was just dinner.
And to be flirted by with a
No, I was-
waitress.
I was
who would
talking
be
with-
fired if she didn't flirt with you.
I was talking with the male bartender the whole time. I was
Wow,
like-
Tom, a true hero.
I was like, boy, you see all these hot chicks?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like to get my rocks off here. So
Hey,
you said to him?
you ever get your rocks off here? So I said to the bartender. He was like, anything else? What were
I
we
always thought getting your rocks off was just like having a good time. Like it was
well,
just
Tim,
like
if you do it right, it is.
yeah, but like it was just like, hey, I'm gonna go out to dinner with somebody. And I'm gonna get my rocks off because it's Friday night.
What does getting your rocks off mean?
What do you think, Tom?
Does it mean ejaculating?
I don't know. Ask Mick Jagger.
I would love to.
He'll be on the show next week. We'll
Okay, I'll ask
yeah.
him. What does getting your rocks off mean?
yeah, stop saying it. It's a dirty phrase. It's
Well,
a
I
dirty,
asked if it meant
dirty
what I
phrase,
thought
Tom.
it might mean, and you said you just so
I told
now
you to
I
ask
don't know.
Mick Jagger, like
Yeah.
you should do for most things.
Anyway,
we're talking about Sunday roast.
yeah, we're not talking about poutine. We're talking about roast. But the first time we were in the UK together, I can remember like being in a cab from the airport, and you saw a placard outside a bar that said Sunday roast, and you went, "Oh God, oh, I want to go home." That's the most depressing thing I could ever imagine: a Sunday roast at a bar.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah.
First of all, they're called pubs.
Yes, sorry, a public
And
house.
second of all, it's not always at a pub, you see, right? They have them everywhere.
I know that. You didn't know that.
No, because I don't think it was a pub. Because, like, anyway.
We didn't see a sign outside somebody's house.
No, but it could have been just like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, I know the focus for whenever you go in to do anything is the drinking part, but that doesn't make everything a pub or a bar. Some restaurant, you'd be like, oh, yeah, I've been to, a fancy restaurant. I can't think of one fancy restaurant.
Bridges.
Bridges?
That's the restaurant from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
her favorite restaurant.
I've been to Bridges. It's a good bar, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
See? But everybody else sees that as a restaurant, is my
Right.
point.
Yeah.
But you're just so focused on the drinking.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, we passed this sign.
I'm just focused on confusing the wait staff because I have 2 dinners scheduled there.
Yeah. I mean, you had to think. Did you, in Mrs. Doubtfire,
Mm-hmm.
he's running between his family, led by the inimitable Sally Field.
Right.
Down-
And was Pierce Brosnan there during that dinner?
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
'Cause that was
star-studded
the-
table.
That was. They weren't playing themselves.
The little Matilda herself was there.
Yeah.
Mara Wilson.
Yes.
Jonathan Brandis. Was he?
Yeah. I
Or
think so.
was it one of the Lawrence brothers? I think it was a Lawrence brother.
John is nodding that it was a Lawrence
Yeah,
brother.
It was not Joey Lawrence.
The younger one.
Yeah. Tyrone, I think.
Tyrone Lawrence, yeah.
And then a girl, a different girl, a teen.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
A star-studded table, and then at the other table were the TV executives. No, somebody.
Maybe. Yeah, he was trying to get his job back, right?
Yeah. Look, what I'm saying, he was running back and forth through bridges,
Yes.
right? And he ripping off the wig, putting on makeup, taking off makeup.
Bridges, Friday at 7. That's like stuck in my head. That's what Sally Fields kept saying.
Cool. You're right. That was a great. I should have known from your excellent Sally Field impression.
Yes.
And nobody saw him like in the act of this and been like this. Something like nobody alerted the manager like something's happening here.
This man keeps
it's
running
Friday
through
night
the
here at
restaurant.
Bridges. I'm trying to have a nice dinner with my family.
Yeah, I mean we're
a
stacked here.
lunatic.
Like boy, we're 10 deep. All the tables are booked. It's a
People
hot
are
restaurant.
waiting and they're waiting for tables, right?
Right.
And they're seeing this man running around from table to table.
And then those tables have to like keep waiting to order because a member of their party is missing.
yeah.
It's putting the whole restaurant behind. They can't turn the tables over quick enough.
Exactly. So Sunday roast is depressing, Tom. To
But
my
it's
mind.
not as depressing as dressing up as an old Scottish woman to get your family back.
Well, all's well that ends well, though. I thought that was a delightful romp.
Yeah.
First of all, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Depressing. The most depressing day of the week, and everybody knows
It's
it.
the Lord's Day, Tim.
Give me Monday before you give me Sunday.
Is this a new Garfield-esque character you're working on? Give me Monday before Sunday? Well, then Mondays would just be Sundays and Sundays would be
No.
Mondays.
If you said...
You want to change the order of the days.
Tim, if you could wake up any day of the week,
So you
tomorrow morning could be any day of the week.
Right.
My first choice, Saturday.
Wow, what a cool guy.
That's when I get to do what I want, Tom.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to go to school.
Right.
I don't have to go to church.
The two things that take up the majority of your week.
Yeah. Second choice, Tom,
Uh-huh.
Friday.
All right, Tim. I think I know where this is going.
5 is Tuesday. 6 is Monday. 7, Sunday.
You would rather wake up on a Monday than a Sunday?
Yeah, because at least I know I got the whole week ahead of me.
What? No, that's what depresses people about Mondays.
Look,
That they have the whole week ahead of them.
you know what? Then people need to change their way of thinking. Because if 5 days of your 7 days are bad days,
Yeah.
then maybe your life isn't very good.
Yeah. You should write a self-help book. Mondays are the new Sundays.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Wait. Sundays are bad. They're depressing.
Or just have a book called Sundays Are Bad.
You get the Sunday scaries, my friend.
The what?
That's the thing that millennials are saying now. The
Are
Sunday
you saying
scaries.
millennials are saying it just because you're a millennial and you're saying it?
Well,
As an elder millennial?
you're calling me an elder millennial because I am the most respected of the millennials, right?
No, just like you're on the tail end of being considered a millennial.
Yeah,
still.
and the most revered millennial.
Yes, one of the most revered.
Right. They're like, look at this wizened man who's kind of like just...
Boy,
not-
he's barely
almost
a
kid.
millennial
Yeah,
at all.
exactly.
He's almost a kid, but he's barely a millennial at all.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty firmly a millennial. I'm 29 years old. And then they say it's kind of like, you know how they were saying, Tom, for a while, Sunday Fun Day? But then
Yeah.
everybody's parents found out, and then like parents started saying Sunday Fun Day. You know how that
They
happened?
started ruining
Yeah,
it.
it does. It seeps up. It's just like when people, when like Martha Stewart started going, and take a look at my bling. And
Yeah.
then, late 90s, early 2000s rappers were
that's
like,
when
all right.
That's when I had to throw all my bling out.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, oh, now it's tired.
So old lady Martha Stewart apparently started saying Sunday Fun Day too.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we need something else.
Yeah, but Martha Stewart now, she's got street cred. She did time in the Slammer.
yeah,
I feel like she can co-op things at this point, and it's fine.
I don't think anybody. Look, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
I know you hold Martha Stewart in the highest esteem.
Yeah.
You think she's the
She
most
got a
quote,
raw deal.
street person you know.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you, Tom.
Uh-huh.
She's an old lady. She's a nice lady,
Well,
it
she's
seems.
too street for Macy's. I'll tell you that much.
Really?
Yeah. Or maybe she's not. I forget what happened with Macy's and Martha Stewart. I'll have to go back to my notes to find out. What does Sunday Fun Day even mean? Just
you
having
drink
a fun
on,
day?
No, you drink on a Sunday.
And why don't they just call it Sunday drinking? I guess that makes it sound depressing.
You know what you call that, Tom? Sunday.
Yep. It's not fun. It's just necessary.
It's just what
It's just what I have
yeah.
to do to get through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
To get your rocks off.
Tim, you know the first thing about what I need to do to get my rocks off. Anyway. All right. So Sunday Fun Day is just drinking on a Sunday.
I think so, because the next day is so terrible. So it's like, last ditch effort. We're going to drink during the daytime.
All these episodes sound like we went undercover. It's like narcs to find out what these things actually mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much, that's an accurate. As a millennial, I can attest to the fact that that's what Sunday Fun Day is. It's
Okay.
drinking because you got, but here's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunday Fun Day.
You like day drinking, don't you?
I used to,
Yeah.
but not on a Sunday, except usually on a Sunday. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's the one day where it makes sense, because if you go home and it's like 4 p.m, you're like, oh, I'm tired. That's fine.
But sometimes you get that weird Sunday night second wind, and then you're out till like midnight drinking.
Oh, well, that's a bad idea.
And then Monday's a bad day. And also, none of those days that I've done that, either the go home at 4 and everything's fine, or stay out, after 30, it's just like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, luckily you're only 29. So.
Exactly. This is what older fossils have told me.
Older fossils.
That's what I call people older than 30. Fossils.
Wow. That's,
Losers.
very mean, but
Pricks.
pricks.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
So the Sunday Fun Day is to counteract the Sunday scaries, which is
Alright.
the
And that's
anxiety.
being spooked, the anxiety that
Frankenstein will
ghosts come
chase
at
you.
night.
Yeah. Any kind of Wolfman,
God, don't get me started on the Wolfman,
the Mummy.
Mummy herself. Did you know? Spoiler alert for this new Mummy movie. That at the end of the Mummy, the Tom Cruise Mummy movie that nobody saw, nobody liked. At the end of the Mummy, Tom Cruise becomes the Mummy.
Yeah, that's how they're gonna have him keep appearing in the Dark Universe.
Are they gonna have him wearing toilet paper around him and stuff?
Maybe.
That'd be great. Oh God, I'd go see a movie if Tom Cruise was like, "Oh, I'm the Mummy." I'd go
Maybe
see
like,
it.
hey, I'm the Mummy.
Hey, I'm the Mummy. I love it. I'm the Mummy. It's my Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't plan on seeing any of the future installments of the Dark. Hey, you know what I say about the Dark Universe, Tom?
What?
Turn on the lights.
That's Spider-Man's job, though, and he's part of the Marvel
He
universe.
turns off the dark, Tom. There's a difference between turning off the dark and turning on the lights.
And that difference is?
Spider-Man.
All
You know what?
All right. So Sunday. So then, what are the Sunday scaries?
It's like the
I think
anxiety
you're
of...
thinking of the Sunday funnies.
No. The Sunday funnies are firmly a positive thing.
Yeah, it's you got what have you got? You got Family Circus. You got Ziggy.
The Lockhorns. Don't forget the Lockhorns.
Sometimes those aren't funny. Sometimes those are dark and depressing. It's like these two should just get a divorce already. They hate each other.
Yeah.
Did they ever have children, the
I
Lockhorns?
don't think they've ever had sex.
Not in the comics. I'm reasonably
Yeah, no, I
sure.
bought all the treasuries just to find out. Like, look, I know these people fight a lot, but let's take a look at them in the bedroom, see what's really going on.
So what exactly are the Sunday scaries then? If it's not just the opposite of the Sunday funnies.
It's the anxiety that comes along with you. It's the dread that you feel on Sunday when you're like, no, back to my responsibilities.
Yeah.
You
Probably
don't have
similar
that because
to the
you work
dread.
for yourself.
Yeah, probably similar to the dread the Greatest Generation faced when they went and fought in the big one.
I would say it's probably not as severe.
Do you
as
think
that.
they had a saying like that? Like, oh, it's a World War scaries. Boy, I'm so anxious about this war.
They seemed happy to fight it, Tom.
Yeah, give them something to do.
Was barely any TV channels.
That's true.
Were there any at that point? The early 40s? No, they were all listening to the dang radio.
Yeah, but they had like all kinds of radio stuff on. They had dramas and comedies.
Yeah, you like the Amos and Andy, right, Tom? So you're a big fan of? You bought
I
the
didn't like racist
the
radio shows.
collection
Tim.
of all the archives
Why
of that
is
show?
this such a character assassination? I'm an alcoholic racist. Jesus, you slapped me on stage. That wasn't enough. You slapped me in front of 5,000 people.
Thought you could take it.
I could take it. I took it like a man.
You did.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what the Sunday scaries are.
Yeah. So anyway, combined with the Sunday scaries, what's more depressing than a roast? You know, it's like if you're like, what's the most like. If you were like hey mom, what's for dinner? Like you're coming home from school or whatever when you're a kid, and your mom was like, oh, we're having a pot roast. Weren't you like, ugh?
I like pot roast.
Yeah, but it's not tacos.
Yeah,
it's not burgers.
Come on, nothing's tacos.
It's not hot dogs split in the middle with cheese in them and then wrapped in bacon.
Oh, I've never had that, but it
Pretty
sounds
good, yeah.
We never had hamburgers for dinner unless they were on the grill.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
But those were always,
grill up
that's
some
the way to
birds
have
is
them.
what we said in my house.
Grill up some birds?
Yeah.
Grill up some birds? oh, the whole family was in on the bird abuse, I see.
But a roast is just kind of like a right? It's just like a boring, depressing thing. Like the meat itself, like the cut of meat. It's just like a pot roast.
It's just like a big, slowly cooked piece of meat.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not into it.
Oh, you thought maybe like a Sunday roast was like, they'd be like, oh, Tim, boy, look at this guy.
As long as it wasn't a roast of me.
Right.
I would love it.
If it was just a roast of a stranger and you got to go in there and tell someone, accuse that person of being an alcoholic racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you would love that.
Hey, Tom, we're releasing this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
This episode in and of itself is a Sunday roast
That's
of you,
true.
Tom Reynolds.
Yeah.
So
The most delicious roast of them all.
Now I have license to really pile on.
Yes.
And guess what? You're ugly.
Aw.
That's my best roast joke.
That's well, you know what? It cuts deep. Okay, so that's why you were against the Sunday roast.
Also,
Yes.
I thought it would take place in a stuffy British restaurant that looked like a grandma's dining room.
Yeah.
Where everything was like plush and like
Well, that doesn't
velvet
sound so
and like
well, that
dark
sounds nice.
and everything's like
That sounds like where Prince would
yeah,
eat
but
his
things
dinner.
are like pink and like there's a picture of the queen there, like too many pictures of the queen and then like some religious imagery there too as well and like you had to be quiet and it was all the food was just tan and brown. You know, and it was just like a bunch of people like being like, well, tomorrow's Monday and today's Sunday and
and forgive me, Mother, I have the scaries. I mean, what you described sounded nice to me.
really?
Yeah.
Well, then you gotta up your life, man.
No, I like.
You need to get a
what
better
do you do?
life.
I spend my Sundays rock climbing.
No,
Yeah,
I
want to spend them in a velvet room
spend
eating a
them
roast.
rocking, getting my rocks off.
Oh well, that's Tim. You can't get your rocks off on the Lord's Day.
I gotta get my Lockhorn's treasury and get my rocks off.
Yeah, today's the day I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
The elusive comic strip where they fuck,
Yeah. Well, come on, you don't have to be crass about
where they
it.
make love. The Lockhorns make love.
It seems
Where
to
the
be a
Lockhorns-
loveless marriage.
Where the Lockhorns, but not in the way you're thinking.
Sex.
Sex, yeah. Okay, so but you agreed reluctantly to come to a Sunday roast?
I did. It was under extreme duress.
It wasn't under extreme duress. I wouldn't even say reluctantly. You were just like, I don't want to do this, but it seems like everybody else I know in the city's doing this, so fine.
Yeah. But like I did it so as not to be seen as a bad sport.
Well, then that's a first. Normally, you don't care about being seen as a bad sport.
Is that true?
I mean,
Tom?
and you still seem like a bad sport during it. You complained before it. You complained during it until the food came, and then it was a different story.
Well, here's the thing.
And then you were on the table singing, "I'm a roast man." Dun, 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 dun. And everybody's like, Tim, this is so embarrassing. Why are you doing this?
You were like that, Tom, but you were 3 beers in at the time. And let me listen
Well,
to your
according
listener.
to you, 3 beers in is barely anything for me.
Well, yeah. Look, the rest of the patrons in that stupid pub were eating it up. They loved my Roast Man parody.
All right, so we got to the place.
No.
What?
They didn't give me a standing ovation in a denim jacket embroidered with the words "Roast Man."
You wish.
Yeah.
Oh, man, if you had a bedazzled jacket that said "Roast Man" on the back.
No, that's too much responsibility. Who am
Yeah.
I? Jeffrey Ross, king of the roasts?
Yeah, that's what
That
people would
guy.
ask. When you got to the pub, did you think it was depressing? I was there with, and let the record show, it was not just the two of us having a roast together. We were with friends. We were with your wife's friends.
Yeah. And my wife.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was a dog there too. It was nice.
Yeah, that was my friend.
the most loyal.
Yes.
You know what? It was depressing in as much as all British pubs are depressing.
British pubs are great.
For, you know.
I mean, the only thing that's not great about the entire country is the people. No, I'm kidding. Is the lack of any kind of air conditioning, any kind of
Stuffy. It's
climate regulation.
stuffy. Right.
Yeah, everything's stuffy, like and hot, or just stuffy.
It was a fine place. They were playing like the hits of Motown Greatest Hits CD or something.
Yeah.
There
There was somebody sawing a lot upstairs.
Yeah, there was work being done outside, I think.
Yeah.
Which was fine. You know, that happens.
Now,
Big
did
city
you
life.
think before going into the Sunday roast that it was a buffet type thing? That's what I thought.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect
So
to be
you
able
expected
to.
the unexpected.
Yeah, much like the Tiny Toons.
Yeah. You thought they might put me on a spit and roast me.
Listen, Tom, if I thought that it was going to happen, I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
And I would have urged you not to go.
Well, thank you.
Tom,
Well,
it's a
you're-
trap, is what
you're
I would
a true
have said.
friend. They're going to cook us and eat us. Well, but to be fair,
This is
you
a part of the
cried
re-
wolf about that a few times.
It's true. This is a part of the roast of Tom Reynolds where I'm like, Tom, you're actually a good man. I don't want you to get murdered and cooked for all of us to
Cooked
eat.
alive for
Yeah.
all of us to eat. I thought it was a fine pub. It seemed like a normal pub, but I thought it was going to be like, because everything I had heard, it's like a Sunday roast is like an all day thing.
Yeah, I was glad that it wasn't an all-day thing.
All day things depress me, right?
It depends on what the thing is.
Yeah.
I
I mean, if it's all day at a water park, sure,
yeah,
that's not depressing.
it's
That's
only
great
depressing
when you gotta leave.
when it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's all day, at least you know you're maximizing.
I actually like all-day things.
Yeah.
I always love when there's like a marathon on, like a TV show marathon.
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say,
like,
Tim, come on. You can't
I'm
be
a
like,
runner
I'm running. Yeah. You're not going to. I love marathons. That's one of my favorite things to do.
You didn't know me in high school, but I watched a lot of marathons on TV. No, like I like. You know what I like when something runs for 24 hours. So it's like we're awake doing things, and it's the middle of the night.
Well, yeah, you said that's why you would listen to West Coast basketball games on the radio.
Mm-hmm. And baseball games.
Yeah, back when you back before television.
When I was a wee boy and I didn't have a television in my
You
room.
can afford one.
Well, I personally couldn't. I like to think that maybe my parents could, but I don't know. Maybe they couldn't,
Yeah.
Tom. Okay, you're going to mock people for their
Scrimped and
economic...
say it, but they can only get Tim his radio.
What? This is kind of trash household you grew up in. You're 6 years old. They're like, put a TV. Tommy needs to watch more TV.
Yeah. Get him a babysitter. Put
Yeah.
a TV in his room.
Yeah, and a Sega.
Yeah. No, I didn't really have a TV in my room growing up, actually.
I did starting around like 14.
Yeah, when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
Because I think it was because I could like buy my own. And like it suddenly occurred to me like, oh, I can buy my own TV and then just like watch. But,
Screw you, Mom and Dad. I'm going to buy my own TV.
yeah. But I didn't have a cable box for that TV because, that costs money. So I just have to I had to like wire into like the family's cable, but then I wouldn't get some channels. Look, it was arduous. It was my
I
own.
could see you spending a lot of time on that.
Oh, I spent, an insane amount of time. I told you today that I thought upgrading the new iOS got rid of Siri? How do you say it? And then I spent so much time troubleshooting it. I spent, yeah. And then it turned out there was just crud in the microphone hole.
iPhone, more like I spend a lot of money on this phone.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of money trying to fix it. It was just a lot of time. But time is money.
Well, for some.
What did you get at the Sunday roast, Tim? Because you're a vegetarian nowadays.
I'm a vegetarian.
That was another verse in your "I'm a roast man" song.
Vegetarian. They mashed together a bunch of mushrooms and put goat cheese in it. And then, what's it called?
Like a Yorkshire pudding?
No.
Puff
no,
pastry?
No. Yeah, but what is that?
A Wellington.
A Wellington.
Yeah.
Which, look, a roast is depressing,
Mm-hmm.
but I would give anything to have one of Gordon Ramsay's beef
Wellingtons. Yeah. What a tough thing to cook. Beef Wellington, risotto, and eggs. Risotto. as he says it.
Yeah.
That's the test,
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it?
I can't do it.
I've never tried to make a beef Wellington. Let me tell you this, Tim. I misordered during my Sunday roast. You know what I ordered?
The roast.
The roast, and that was
it was
a
depressing.
tragic mistake.
You were immediately like, this isn't worth it.
I like pot roast or roast beef or beef roast, however you want to say it, but it's got to be cooked right, and it's got to be a good cut of beef. This was neither. This was too chewy, just way too much chewy going on. It was raw.
It wasn't raw.
It wasn't raw, but it was rare.
Yeah, but you love rare meat. That way you
Yeah,
can taste
it was
the
too
blood.
chewy. It was too chewy, and I was jealous of people that got the chicken roast because that came with garlic aioli, and those are two things I love, garlic and aioli.
Isn't aioli by definition with garlic in it?
Look, Tim, I'm just repeating what it said in the menu,
Okay.
in the recipe.
Look, I'm not here to be
I
pedantic.
was back there cooking. And then I was very jealous of what you got.
Yeah, mine was very good.
I love mushrooms, and I love goat cheese,
Yeah?
and I love Wellingtons.
Well, you came to the right place.
No, yeah, and then I ordered the wrong
Then you
thing.
did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Story of your life. Wrong thing in the right place.
It really was. And I ate a bagel 15 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, we went
As an
we stopped
appetizer.
to get a coffee because we were meeting people.
Yeah.
And you were like, and I'll have a bagel with cream cheese, please. And then, you were, they brought the bagel, and you were audibly complaining about it as you were eating it while they were, still standing there.
Why were they?
You're like-
were they still standing there? Why were
Yeah.
they standing there?
They
so
were.
long?
They went to another table or something, and you were like, "This is a lender's bagel."
It
I
was
could
a
tell.
lender's bagel.
So what?
Yeah, I didn't complain. I just said it's a lender's bagel. I didn't say this is a lender's bagel.
I
and
could
they
run this
stink.
restaurant. I know where to get lender's bagels.
I could have run that restaurant right into the ground.
No, they put a heart in my coffee.
Your wife was there. What did she
I know.
think
I think
about
she
that?
got a heart in her coffee too.
I don't know, Tim. They might have been flirting with you right
Maybe
in
they're
front of your
flirting
wife.
with both of us.
You and your wife.
Yeah.
It was like a
It was
swingers.
it was a swingers coffee shop we were
Yeah.
at, Tom. Did you not pick up on that?
No, I didn't.
The heart in the coffee. The Lender's Bagels. That's the swingers' favorite
Yeah.
morning treat.
The group sex in the back.
Yeah.
I did notice that. I did think that was peculiar
Yeah, the
for,
way those-
for a cafe.
yeah.
I ordered that bagel because I felt bad that we weren't getting food. And
Why?
I was like,
what do you care? It was a coffee
"Yeah,
shop, you
I know,
dink.
but I was like, I'll just order the cheapest thing. And the cheapest thing was a bagel. And then that bagel completely filled me up.
Yeah.
And I had a real tough time cutting the parsnips.
Man, it seems like you have a lot of problems with this roast.
I did. You know what? I'm not somebody that went into a roast thinking they're a bad thing, but I could have had a better roast. I'll tell you that much. I just realized today when I was looking up Sunday roast information on SundayRoast.net that what Yorkshire pudding is. It's not pudding at all.
Is it like testicles?
No, we had it. It was in that in what we were eating. It's just like a puff pastry. It's not pudding.
No.
Why do they call it pudding?
I don't know. I would take a puff pastry over pudding any day.
Oh, of course, but
I'm a
like,
savory man, not a sweet man.
I know, Tim. We all heard you sing that song too.
I'm a savory man.
Yeah, and then later you sang, "I'm not a sweet man."
Yeah.
By then, people were they had enough.
They were freaking out. They
no,
loved it.
they had
were
enough.
going
They were
mental.
like, "Look, we're trying to have a nice Sunday roast. This man's now sung the same song with different words 4 times."
That's the beauty of karaoke. When you're
There wasn't
when you're-
karaoke,
When
Tim.
you're
That
a
was the thing.
parody artist like me,
No, you were singing over other songs that were just playing in the restaurant.
endless possibilities. What's he gonna come up with next? They're asking themselves.
Originally, the Yorkshire pudding was served as a first course with thick gravy to dull the appetite with low-cost ingredients so that the diners would not eat so much of the more expensive meat in the next course.
See, that fact right there makes
That's depressing, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah, because that
We
implies
dull your appetite so you don't eat the stuff that costs us money.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of like, well, I mean, then tell people that, like, hey, you want to save money, buy this cheap stuff. Like, people understand that. Are they giving other people the meat you don't eat?
I don't know the answer to that, Tom.
No. Were you anticipating a nut roast?
I was.
Yeah.
And
That's a common
vegetarian
option.
what is a nut roast?
It's when they hold a lighter under your balls. So you were anticipating a nut roast.
Yeah, which I didn't really know what it was. I just thought it would be like a bunch of food processed nuts pushed together with some goo, and that's why I wasn't really like.
You know what? I looked it
I
up.
wasn't super looking forward to the meal.
It didn't look bad. It kind of looked to me like banana bread. Like banana bread with walnuts, but like more nuts.
Right. And
It's
no bananas.
bread-like. It's like
Yeah.
a meatloaf.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, just the way that any kind of like
I love
veggie
nuts.
patty is fine.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, and they
come
put,
on, man! I'm at a goddamn Sunday roast. Step up your game.
Can I read something? A prepared statement that I copied from Wikipedia?
I thought this was going to be a personal apology
No. Why would I apologize?
for all the things that you said about your roast.
Oh, no, I don't apologize. It wasn't a very good roast. And you know what? It was made worse. Oh, I'll tell you this much. The carrots were fantastic. Did you make fun of me for saying the carrots? Somebody made fun of me. I'm sure it was you. It wasn't one of your wife's friends.
I don't know. They're
When
pretty mean.
That's true.
My wife's friends are, by and large,
Yeah.
very mean people.
Yeah, your wife's very nice, but
Yeah.
her friends, jeez, Louise, they're like, it's like hanging out with Rodney Dangerfield and Jackie Mason.
Yeah.
The Sunday roast is a traditional British main meal that's typically served on Sunday, hence the name. Thanks a lot, you dumb shit. Website,
Who are you angry at?
Wikipedia, consisting
The
of
people? The
Yeah.
voice of the people?
consisting of Julian Assange, consisting of roasted meat roast potato, and accompaniments such as Yorkshire pudding, sausages, stuffing, vegetables, and gravy. Vegetables such as roast parsnips, sweet corn, Brussels sprouts, peas, carrots, runner beans, and broccoli. What are runner beans?
Beans of some sort. You're the one who's on a fancy internet-connected device. You would think you'd click the link for runner beans.
No, I clicked another link, which I'll get to.
Was it a hyperlink? You notice how people over 50 always use the word hyperlink?
No, I haven't heard somebody use the phrase hyperlink.
Well, you don't talk to a lot of...
No, I don't talk to a lot of people over 50. I talk to my relatives.
Sorry,
That's
Tom, I'm
about
not ageist. I talk to everybody. Jesus.
You're going to get your elder statesman of the millennials card.
No, millennials are kind to everybody.
That is 100% not true.
They're empathetic. They like to go to... They don't like to go to the beach, I think.
Just try to remember what you know about millennials.
Yeah, specifically about the beach thing.
They don't have sex as much, they say, because of computers.
Yeah.
They're too busy getting their rocks off on
Lockhorn sites.
on Minecraft.
With a bootleg fan art of the Lockhorns.
Oh, I'm sure that exists. But here's what I was getting to. Cooked in different styles. For example, cauliflower or leeks accompanied by a cheddar cheese sauce are popular. That was not an option. That sounds amazing.
I mean, anything with a cheddar cheese
Yeah,
sauce.
but cauliflower and leeks. Remember, just recently I found out what leeks are, and I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have died for cauliflower, leeks, and cheddar cheese.
You can make that yourself at home, Tom.
Maybe I will. I'm going to make a cheese and onion sandwich at home.
Yeah.
I've made those before, and boy.
You're raving about this cheese and onion sandwich.
Cheese and onion sandwiches are the best. So thank you, United Kingdom, for that. The Sunday roast is also popular in parts of Ireland. Okay. Its prominence in British culture is such that in a UK poll, it was ranked second in the list of things people love about Britain.
The Sunday roast? What was number one? The Queen, I bet.
No, it wasn't the
Queen.
Queen.
You get thrown in the dungeon if you don't love the Queen.
Or was that a pun on the word throne? That's
No.
what she sits on. Remember?
Does she still sit on a throne?
Yeah, because they wanted her
Maybe
to
with
sit
a
on
hemorrhoid
the
pillow on it.
They wanted her to sit on the Iron Throne at like a Game of Thrones promotional thing, and she refused because she can't sit on like a foreign throne. I guess even like a fictional throne.
You seem like a little angry about that.
No, I'm not
But
angry.
it's also like, don't ask serious people to do things.
Well, she was already there, which I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% get that the promotional department of HBO was like, oh, shit, if we can get a picture of a real queen sitting on the Iron Throne made of old swords or whatever.
Is she a mean lady? I'm assuming she's a mean lady.
No, I think she's a very kind lady.
And why doesn't that little boy smile ever?
What little boy? Prince Philip?
The one who's like going
Prince
to school
George?
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always got this dour look on his face.
He's
like
just British.
Like he's not the most comfortable person who's ever lived.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's what, like 4? He doesn't understand that,
Well, his life should be a little more joyful than this.
And also, I don't think it's a great thing if you're royalty to grow up that way.
Psst, it's fine. It's great.
No, you have to make a lot of public appearances. You have to make like 2 or 3 public appearances a year, and you hate it.
Yeah, but if everybody was mandated to be like, oh, look at this guy, he's so great, like they are there, I'd be like, oh, cool.
Well, they wouldn't treat you like a little boy, like a 4-year-old prince. You just think you should
They
be
say
treated
that
like...
about that other boy, too, the boy that dressed up in the Nazi uniform. They're like, oh, he's great.
Yeah, and he got naked in Las Vegas, and everybody saw his bum.
I wasn't there for that, Tom.
I wasn't there either.
I've never been to Las Vegas.
I saw pictures, so he's engaged now.
To Pippa?
No, not to Pippa. You wish.
That was rumored. Why do I wish?
Well, you wrote all that fan fiction.
Yeah. Oh, I could just sell it
Yeah.
as a biography if that came true.
Right.
Yeah.
Pippa's Bum by Tim. Remember, everybody was like, "Wow, she has a nice bum."
Yeah, that was a weird subplot.
Yeah.
It was better than any other like subplot that came out of the plot of the royal wedding.
Yeah, I don't even
Like,
think
I
it
don't
was a
get it.
subplot.
Yeah, I don't
It was
even
just
care.
like, boy, look at this lady who's in good shape.
Yeah,
She's in good shape, huh?
yeah. Also, these jerks are getting married over here.
They're not jerks. They're nice.
Are they nice?
I think they're nice. They seem
They
nice.
must be nice.
I mean, he's a soldier. He's like a real deal.
Oh yeah,
soldier.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
He's done more for England than you've ever done.
I take issue with that statement, Tom.
I bet he'd love to be invited to a Sunday roast. He would not go. Real. How do we get anybody in the royal family to listen to this show and become?
I don't
fans?
want they'll
Oh no, that'd be nice.
no.
We'd have to like
we'll
curtsy
be
and
murdered there.
stuff. No, we're not gonna be murdered.
They murdered that lady.
No, they didn't murder that. I know who you're referring to, and they didn't. Anyway, do you know what the number one thing people love about Britain? You'll never guess.
Mr. Bean. Rowan
Oh,
Atkinson's
boy.
Mr. Bean.
That's the number one thing I love about England. Did you watch
I
the
watched
British
the
Airways?
safety video on the airplane that had Mr. Bean in it.
Yeah,
for
he
2
lost
seconds.
he lost a coin and he had to go find it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it was great.
It was
He
actually
still
kind
got
of
it.
sad. I was like, oh, this guy still does not still got it.
No, he's 100% still got it, Tim,
Mm.
and he's like rolling cars every week too. But it's fine.
Rolling cars?
He's a big race car driver, Mr. Bean.
That's a phrase, rolling cars?
Yeah, he rolls them over.
Rolls Royce.
No, not Rolls Royces, other cars like McLarens, like real expensive sports cars.
Yeah, but like, how hard is it to drive a car? This is the thing that I've always about
Sports
car
cars
racing.
are very
It's
difficult
like,
to
yeah,
drive.
I know how to drive. You hit the gas as fast as it could go, and you just go in a circle.
Well, that's how you run off the road in a sports car.
Yeah, right.
He
I know
had-
more about sports cars than you do, Tom.
Number one. All right, it's not the Queen. It's not Mr. Bean. Do you have another guess?
Union Jack.
No, it's not the flag.
The rolling countryside.
No, I'll give you a hint. It's food.
Sunday roast.
I told you Sunday roast is second.
Oh, crumpets.
Do you know what a crumpet is?
A biscuit.
Maybe.
Bread.
But biscuits are cookies.
Yeah.
So
See,
that's
this is why I
confusing.
don't like going over there, Tom. It's very confusing.
The number one thing they love over there, bacon sandwiches.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even really know that was
I didn't even see it available as an option.
Yeah.
Yeah. But bacon sandwiches. Can't get enough of them.
You know, I ordered a sandwich once in the UK.
You've ordered more. I've seen you order more than one sandwich.
Yeah, and then the woman was like, "What do you want on it?" And I was like, "I'll have lettuce and onions."
You ordered a sandwich to order?
Yeah,
Where? Was
in
I there?
Manchester a couple of years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
And I was like, "Lettuce,
Mm-hmm.
onions, tomato," and she stopped. She was
Tomato.
putting things on there, and she went, "I think you mean tomato."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right," and I just left.
He said, let's call the whole thing off.
No, we weren't even engaged to be married. I just left the. I left
No,
the.
but the song Tomato, Tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Tomato,
Not ringing any
tomato,
bells.
potato, potato.
Oh, potato, potato. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that song. It's a
okay.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same song.
Mm.
Uh,
Maybe one of your sick parodies.
Not like your popular
Yeah.
morose man.
Yeah.
Tim, give me your rating on Sunday roast.
Sunday roast. I'm gonna tell
on a
you.
scale 1 out of 10.
I'll give you the components,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll give you my overall
Oh,
score.
Christ, just tell me a number.
The company,
The company. Oh, the
the camaraderie,
uh-huh.
the friends that I shared the time with.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10. 9. You were there. The food.
Uh-huh.
I was happy that the actual thing tasted good.
The food you ordered.
No, the mushroom.
Yeah, the food that you ordered.
No, the main course.
Right.
The vegetables were a little limp and brown and not great.
Yeah.
So the
The
food
parsnips
gets
were overdone.
gets a 6.
Yeah.
The music,
Oh, just a 6.
the music,
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10. I'm a Roast Man parody.
Well,
Really,
that's just your music. That doesn't,
I enjoyed it very much.
Uh-huh.
Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. You know what? I would say the same thing. All of my,
Jesus Christ, go to it.
no, all of my negatives about the roast were on me. I shouldn't have ordered the roast. I just thought when in Rome. I thought I was in Rome.
Yeah.
That was
then
where
you're
I
supposed
got
to get
yeah.
a pizza.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, hey, can I have a pizza? And we're like, we're not in
Kitchen,
Rome.
Yeah. When in Rome, you get a pizza.
Yeah. That's all we have time for this week. If you like the show, you can check out tcgt.com. That's our website. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. You can follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me on those things at Your Pal Tim.
And if you want to support the show, you can support our sponsors. You can also support tcgt.com/Amazon, where you can do your Amazon shopping, and tcgt.com/pledge, where you can check out our Patreon with fun bonus episodes, including these live shows we did. We're going to put those up once we get them.
Patreon, exclusive.
Yes. And they were a lot of fun. I don't know how well they'll convey in audio.
No, they'll be great.
Actually, they will. I mean, they'll be mixed really well.
Yeah.
No offense, John. But
hey, I make a lot of jokes on this thing, Tom.
uh-huh.
Had a great time over there.
No, I did too. This is one of our best times there, I think.
Yeah. So thanks to the good people of Edinburgh. Thanks to the good people of London. Everybody who came out. Everybody who tweeted that they couldn't come out because it was raining or something.
Yeah, go to hell.
Yeah. The one guy had a
to
good
us.
excuse, so we're accepting him from that.
Yes. And if you're that guy, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's the king.
the king himself,
Yeah. Couldn't
King
come.
George.
We beat him.
He's long dead. He
Yeah.
couldn't come.
That said, I'm never going back.
All right. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.